Hey guys, Andy here from Mediocre Hobbies coming at you with some 40k 3D printed goodness. So, in today's video, which is sponsored by Eldritch Foundry, if you don't know what they are, they're an amazing website where you can design characters for certain D&D and miniature agnostic style games and get them printed out by them, or pay for the STL files, have them and print them out yourself. It's an amazing service. I've done a bunch of videos for them already, making pretty much fantasy style characters, but in this particular video, they tasked me with trying to create an Imperial Guard regiment from their website. And what I thought about doing was, the only Imperial Guard regiment that I do not have miniatures for is Mordians. I have every other Guard regiment that has ever existed. I have models for them, not a single Mordian miniature in my entire collection. So I thought to myself, what if I can make a Mordian from their website, get it printed out and get it painted up in today's video. So that sounds like a fun little challenge. So that's what I'm gonna do. So hopefully it goes well. Before I get into the video though, I just want to say a huge thank you to all of you guys out there who are supporting this channel in all the myriad of different ways that it is possible. Whether it is by simply watching the videos, liking, commenting, and of course subscribing. Those are all huge ways to support the channel and they cost you absolutely nothing. If you want to help the channel grow even further and make the ultimate sacrifice, is that the right word? I don't know. You can become a channel member down below on YouTube, or of course the most important way is to support the Patreon, which is linked down below. There's a bunch of extra benefits for that. So yeah, that's the best way to do it. Okay, without further ado, let's dive in and get this Mordian painted up. Okay, so after I jumped into the website, I was fairly confident now with this site. I know a lot of the different bits and pieces, so I kind of knew where to go to try and find the kind of parts that I wanted to. I did remember there being a particularly nice uniform that I would have thought suited the Mordians rather well. Now, I did make a silly mistake. I forgot to put the epaulets or whatever, the things on the shoulders, which of course Mordians are very known for. I'm 99% sure this website even has them available, but I stupidly didn't put them on and obviously didn't have them to print out then, so that was a little bit irritating. So if I was to go back and continue making these guys and make the rest of the squad to deploy some Mordians into a game of Warhammer 40,000, obviously I would put the epaulets on properly. But when I got this entire uniform on and in place, he looked really good. I was quite happy with the result. Time to see if I could find a weapon that would suit. I nearly went for this cool sci-fi looking like railgun. I thought it was awesome looking and it suited the model really well as well. I think it looks great, but obviously not very 40k. I could use it as a sniper rifle or something, maybe in a unit as a special weapon, but now, for now, I'm trying to find something a bit more lasgun-esque. And I found this one, which suited me down to the ground. It has a scope on it, which most lasguns don't have, but I didn't really care. I thought it looked amazing. I added a grenade onto a pouch, onto his hip, just add a little bit more Astra Militarum to it. Obviously, Cadians or Mordians or Imperial Guard are equipped with grenades, so it does suit him down to the ground. Obviously, there's option there for a pistol and close combat weapon, a saber or chain weapon for a sergeant as well, which would be really cool. And yeah, now it's just going in for the bows. This one, where he's flying in a jetpack, this nearly got me. I nearly decided to go for this one. And then time in with the release of the new kill team, having like the drop scion, the drop special forces. I could have done a kill team of special forces Mordians all dropping in on big pillars of smoke. That would have been amazing. I literally nearly did it, but I decided to control my crazy childhood urges to make everything have jump packs and fly around the room and go for a traditional looking Mordian soldier. So we went for a nice standard pose, which I think looks really cool. And then of course it was time to move on and add in the base. Deciding on the base for these guys actually tends to be one of those things that excites me a lot. So obviously I've been playing around with the fantasy style bases, so this time I got to kind of flirt around with some of the 40k stuff or the science fiction stuff. I went for an industrial graded style look, having Mordians stomping around inside a hive city or the deck of a ship. I thought would be pretty cool. And then of course I decided to add on a nameplate. I decided not to name the guy individually. I just decided to say that he is a Mordian. I chose the correct script, which really suited the Mordian name. Like when I put that on, I was like, yes, this is it. And then there was it. There was my first Mordian, my first 40k. Obviously we plucked that out of the ether and had it 3D printed, or 3D printed it myself. And yeah, I was really happy with it. So time to get this thing sprayed up like it is now, and then we're just going to start throwing on colors really quick. Obviously this is a basic Imperial Guard infantryman, so we don't need to go too crazy on the paint job. We're just going to kind of plow through it. Simple colors. I love getting Imperial Guard regiments done in a simple manner, Because like I said, it's 65 points for 10 guardsmen. That means if you have 650 points you want to chuck into core, you're going to have 100 infantry and still more than 2/3 of your army to make up with tanks and stuff. So like I said, I'm going to go through the process. So now we're going to talk a little bit about Mordians. Mordians are obviously a very cool regiment of Astra Militarum, and I just want to tell you guys a little bit more about what they're like. Okay, the Mordian Iron Guard is the superbly drilled and accoutred military regiment of the Astra Militarum, whose constitute regiments hail from the hive world of Mordian. They are primarily deployed in the Segmentum Solar and Segmentum Obscurus and are particularly skilled at putting down insurrections against Imperial rule and in urban combat. So I knew this about them, the urban combat style fighting that they are most known for, and hence why I decided to go for that kind of urban style base, which I think would work really well. So let's talk a little bit about their world, where Mordian, if you will. The bleak world is tidally locked with its sun, which causes one side of it to always be bathed in perpetual darkness, while the other is continuously bathed in its star's radiation, leaving it a scorched and lifeless wasteland. As such, all human settlements on Mordian are located on the world's dark side, and the planet has well earned its moniker as the World of Eternal Night. The planet's oppressive atmosphere, coupled with overpopulation and meager resources, make it a sultry hotbed of antagonism. Newly raised regiments of Mordian commonly already have several standard years' experience in putting down insurrections, riots, and uprisings with authoritarian firmness. The people of Mordian are grim and dour by nature, respecting only discipline and duty. Their regiments are fiercely loyal to the cause, the prosecution of the Emperor's enemies. In battle, these highly disciplined soldiers present perfectly formed ranks of troops to the enemy, unleashing precisely timed volleys of lasfire from behind a hedge of bayonet points. Rigidly adhering to orders even in the face of overwhelming odds, the Iron Guard are known to use pinpoint shelling from attached artillery and rapid advance by armoured tank squadrons, all while their carefully choreographed infantry platoon advances. That to me just sounds really cool. I really do like that whole concept of like a perfectly well-oiled machine, that military force that just works. Infantry advancing, pinpoint accuracy, artillery raining down around them, not like abhorrently, just perfectly timed. And then of course the support from all of the armored regiments. Just that, to me, that sounds really, really cool. And obviously we get to the idea that they go into battle in dress uniform and what that means. It's quite a bizarre thing. Obviously I play Praetorian Guard quite a lot, so that's one of my biggest Imperial Guard regiments, and they're the same thing. They rock around in their dress uniform. It's a little bit bizarre. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about the reasons for that. Some enemies of the Emperor have been misled by the Mordians' elaborate and ornate parade-like uniforms to believe they are facing amateurs. Ceremonial puppets with no real experience, only to find that the bright uniform contained tough, steely-eyed, impeccable warriors of the Imperium. They learn the hard way that every Mordian soldier is a tough and determined professional killer. Let's talk a little bit about the regimental doctrines that make up the Mordians. Mordians seldom endure the horrors of the open sky or suffer the indignities of the great outdoors. While outside of an enclosed or artificial environment such as a hive city, starship, or similar enclosed space, they have a difficult time adjusting due to their continued unfamiliarity with such places. Surrounded by crowds, Mordians are used to weave through even the densest of mobs with ease. Despite the typical difficulties of maneuvering in such environments, highly disciplined and iron-willed, the Iron Guard present perfectly formed firing lines, unleashing precisely timed volleys of lasfire despite the chaos of battle around them. Very cool. The Iron Guard are known for their incredible discipline and will not break from their line under almost any conditions, displaying a fortitude that is near superhuman when it's compared to other Astra Militarum regiments, though the death of an officer can degrade their ability to successfully take the initiative. Okay, so that's all the information that I'm going to share on Mordian Iron Guard in this particular video. Mordian Iron Guard do have a very rich history and it is very well written. Like, it's very fleshed out. They are of course one of the original Imperial Guard regiments ever created, and as such there has been books and novels and all sorts of articles written about them. So if you do want to go online and look up Mordian Iron Guard, I'm sure you can find more information if it is something that you're excited to learn. Like I said, the only Astromilitarum regiment that I don't own physically is Mordian Iron Guard, and it's not because I dislike them in any way, shape, or form. I have a Praetorian Guard army, and I actually shall be doing some videos on them very soon. But Praetorian Guard are actually just the exact same sculpts as Mordians with different heads. So I didn't want to paint up the exact same army again with different heads. That's the only reason I don't personally own Mordians. That's why this is the first kind of Mordian that I've ever painted up. I'm enjoying the process immensely. And there may be more in the future. When it comes down to it being the only one I don't have, that's like that irks me a little bit. So I think I'm going to have to actually get a platoon of Mordians up and running just to say that I do play every single army. So here is my finished Mordian soldier. Like I said, I think if it had the epaulets, it would look just a little bit better. It'd look a little bit more natural over the shoulders. But as it stands, I'm super pleased with the final result. I think he looks awesome. I think he suits the Mordian Iron Guard. I think he looks like he belongs in Warhammer 40k. And yeah, I'm delighted with the result. I hope you are as well. Don't forget to check out Eldritch Foundry, of course, link below. Thank you very much to them for sponsoring this video and giving me the opportunity to paint up this awesome miniature. Okay guys, and here is our first finished Mordian miniature, and I think it turned out pretty awesome. My favorite thing is still the nameplate on the base. I love that. I think I got the right script on it too that screams Mordian. I think I'm gonna have to sign up to the subscription service for these guys, because with the subscription service you can do as many files as you want a month. So in a single project, let's say I was doing something like Kill Team or Blood Bowl or something like that, I could just print out 10 different bases with 10 different names on them, so all the players or all the members of a Kill Team or a Necromunda gang or something would have their own personalized nameplates done on thingies in a very easy and accessible way. So I think I might just go ahead and do that. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know by giving the video a like, ask me any questions you want in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe. Subscribing to this channel costs you nothing. It takes 2 seconds out of your day, if that, and it really does make a world of difference to us creators. So please do that. And like I said, links to things like Patreon stuff below. Also, Eldritch Foundry is of course a sponsor of today's video, so I recommend you go down and check out the link to go check them out for yourself and see some of the awesome things that you can create from their website. You can play around with their system as much as you want without paying a cent. And then of course, if you decide you want to print out the model or get the file for the model that you have created, then you of course look at signing up to them. All right guys, thank you so much for sticking around to the end of the video. I'll see you in the next one.